What's going on, you guys? So it's been a minute since I've done like an update, but I have been getting a lot of work done on this car. Last we left off, I showed you guys the wastegates and all that stuff we got into the car, and now we have got some new electronics. So for starters, we have got an AEM CD7 color screen dash, and it is fully programmable. So we have boost, oil pressure, air fuel, tack, water temp, oil temp, fuel pressure. They have multiple screens, so that's really nice. So you can change your screen layout. This is the only one I've really been messing with so far to try and get this layout set in. And then to run the car, we got rid of the stock ECU and we upgraded to a Haltech Elite 2500. So now we're actually going to be able to tune this thing and get it going, you know, really good, because stock PCM just wasn't cutting it before. I know we were commanding tons of timing and it just wasn't giving it to us under the stock PCM. I really don't know why, to be honest, but yeah, it just wasn't working out, so we're going over to a Haltech now. And actually, I did make this little mount bracket here. So I made this nice little mount bracket here that holds the 2500, the wideband hub, and it also has built-in CAN hub distribution. So like the CD7 dash just plugs right into here and then it distributes the power. Now these connectors aren't epoxied in here yet. I kind of wanted to make sure everything worked, but they're going to be all epoxied in and sealed nice, and you know, it's just a nice little CAN hub ECU mount. Keep it all clean and simple. And also another reason for adding the CAN hub is that I'm going to be rewiring this entire chassis. So we're getting rid of the relay and fuse boxes and all that stuff. This switch panel is going to go, the radio's going. I never even really hooked that up actually, but yeah, pulling the radio out of it. I'm going to relocate the kill switch probably, or maybe I'll leave, you know what, I'll probably leave the kill switch right here. It's in a good spot. But we are switching over to a CAN style keypad. We're switching over to a CAN style keypad that I'm probably going to mount right here somewhere. And then we are going to put a power distribution module in here. So we will have a PDM that will control everything in the car, and it'll all be CAN controlled. So it'll be nice, simple, clean. I can pull a ton of wiring out of here that I just don't need. So for example, the switch pad. The switch pad here runs, you know, every one of these switches, there's power in, a ground, a power out, and they all go to the relay box. The relay box all the way in the back corner there, under the dash. So, and even the relay box, you know, every relay, it's a power, a ground, a trigger, an output. So now with CAN, it's basically just going to be a CAN input to it, and then outputs to the fans, the fuel pump, the lights, whatever we got to run with it. So it'll keep it nice, simple, clean, and pull a ton of wiring out of here. Make it a lot easier to work on too. And the nice thing about it being CAN is, since I built that CAN hub down there, all I have to do is plug right into that hub for the PDM, plug right into that hub for the switch panel, and it'll all be powered up. So I won't need to splice into anything or tap into like power distributors or anything like that. So keeps it nice, clean, simple. We also added some more sensors to the vehicle while we were at it. So we added a fuel pressure transducer, we added a different oil pressure transducer, oil temperature. That way we can monitor all that stuff, because before we couldn't even monitor that on the setup that we had on there. And then I got rid of the electronic boost controller, because we can control all that directly through the Haltech now, instead of having to run through a separate unit to control boost on the vehicle. Engine bay wise, the only wiring I really have left to do is I need to extend the wideband harness, because it's not long enough to reach right now. So I still need to extend that. And after that, I mean, we're just gonna have to retune it, obviously, because we can't just grab the tune file out of HP Tuners and drop it in here. So we're gonna have to go through and retune it, but we were planning to do that anyways. Now, there were a couple other changes we needed to make in the off season on this. I'm doing some changes to the sway bar right now. So that's why it's off the car. That, and I had to do some wiring anyway, so I had to pull it off. It's to make that easier. But we got to do some changes on the sway bar setup. It worked fine, but I'm just kind of making it a little bit stronger. The front angle kit stuff, I'm still kind of trying to find somebody that will laser cut or water jet all the plates for me at a reasonable price, but haven't really found anybody to do that yet. So I'm kind of holding off on that for now. It's kind of on the back burner. I know the angle kit I have on here works. So for now, we're just gonna, you know, if I can find somebody to do it, great. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that where it is for now. We do need to make a spring change in the front. I need to go to a stiffer spring in the front. It's a little bit loose right now, so if we stiffen the front up a little, I think we'll be good. The rear actually felt perfect last year, so we're gonna keep the rear suspension dialed right where it is, and we shouldn't have any issues with that. The only other big change we might actually make to the car is we might swap the turbo out. So this is a 4508R Garrett on here right now. We may actually swap over to their new G42 series. So those are supposedly rated for more horsepower than the old 4508R. They're supposed to make more horsepower than them, and you know, it's a smaller housing, so it should actually spool faster too. And you know, we're hitting full boost on this thing at like 3,500 RPM, so even faster than that. I mean, if we can get faster spool than that, even that's more torque down low, more power up top, there's no reason not to do it. So we may swap the turbo out, but that's kind of one of those things right now that's near the back of the list of things we actually need to get done to get ready for next year. But yeah, I'm just absolutely stoked. We're seriously starting to get some good progress back done on this car, and you know, it was a working car at the end of the season, but why not make it a little better? I've always wanted to try and dive into some more of the electronic stuff and make it nicer, and because that was kind of like almost a rushed thing on the car before. But we're gonna clean it up, make it nicer, make it work better, easy to operate, easier to work on, service, stuff like that. So I'm stoked about all that. And you know, I have to give a huge shout out to Brian from Tuner Tools for helping me out with getting everything set up and kind of holding my hand like a little child on trying to learn all this stuff, because you know, Brian over at Tuner Tools is just, he knows how to do all this stuff, and I really don't. So if you guys need any tuning software, hardware, equipment, you know, Haltech systems, whatever, check out Tuner Tools. They have a variety of tuning stuff there, so check them out. And then also, I have to give a huge shout out to Tile for stepping up and helping out with the program. Local Michigan company, helping me out and supporting me, and you know, I'm stoked to have their wastegates and everything on my car. And also, I have to give a huge shout out to Haltech, because I've been wanting to put this system on my car for a long time now, and now we finally have one on here. And they did help me out with price on it a little bit, so huge shout out to them, and just super thankful for everything, and all my partners really for kind of making this whole vision come together for me. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. So I'm gonna keep you guys posted. We're gonna keep making updates, and hopefully we'll have the PDM and everything next week to start wiring the car up again. So that's gonna be it for this one. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, follow the build along. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.